The stale air of the haunted house feels suddenly cold as you meet the steely, unblinking gaze of the woman who just threatened to kill you. So I'm guessing you're Sledge, the leader of the raiders. Knuckles said you were making trouble for us. Us? He was the one attacking a bunch of defenseless people. They owed us a debt. Seriously, you don't see anything wrong with preying on the peaceful settlements and stealing their food. The weak don't get to choose how they live. That's not the whole picture. If everyone works together, we're stronger than we would be ever apart. Wrong. The more help you give someone, the weaker they get. Better to leave them behind. Well, that's complete bullshit. They're people. They're a liability. Look, this doesn't have to be a big fight to the death. We can make a deal. I already offered you a deal. Faith stays, the rest of you get to leave. We're leaving, but we're taking Faith with us. Just try and stop us. Okay. Knuckles takes his practice swing with his baseball bat, and Troy takes a nervous step back. You know what, on second thought, I think I'm gonna take you up on that offer. What? Sorry, I just don't think this is worth dying over. He turns his back on Sledge and starts moving towards the exit. Troy, Troy catches your eye and gives you the smallest, bravest flicker of a wink. Then he brushes past you and Knuckles, vanishing down the hall. Seems at least one of you has a brain. Hatchet round the rest of them up. A tall, muscular raider steps out from behind Sledge, one of them arms bearing a vicious scar. Oh, so you've been bit. That scar, it can't be, but it would almost look like a zombie bite. Guess that would make sense, seeing it is one. Bullshit, nobody walks away from a zombie bite. Well, I did. I guess I'm just a badass like that. Or you had help. There's gotta be some kind of drug or treatment. You can't be just tough out the infection. Kid, you got no idea what I'm capable of. Oh, come on, Hatchy. You know you would have been dead meat if Sledge hadn't been there to dose you with... That's enough. Sledge toys with the end of her sledgehammer. She locks eyes with you. It's a shame. Some of us could have been useful, but you don't get to screw with us and live. And just so you know, my trackers found your cozy little colony in the mountains. Once you're dead, we're gonna take everything. They can take it in. We've been preparing for the solstice. You people are nothing compared to that. If they can beat us, then they deserve to keep what they have. But they're not going to beat us. I haven't met any colony that could. Oh, enough talk. We're gonna bust their faces in or what? Before Sledge can answer, the window beside Knuckles explodes inward, a familiar figure vaulting through in a shower of splinters and glass. Thrice as high. Go, go! Knuckles drops to the ground, gasping for breath, and you and the others make a break for it, racing down the hallway. You came back. Oh, wait, did you really think I was leaving? We can discuss this later. I mean, it's called misdirection. Eli leads you through a maze of corridors as Sledge's voice echoes after you. Get them. Bye! Wake the dead. Kind of like the hall interior. Kind of looks nice. Kind of creepy. Chapter 11. Things fall apart. Tattered portraits whip by, and the remains of a shattered mirror throw your twisted reflection back at you as you run past, Sledge and the raiders close on your heels. I don't remember this place being so big when we came in. I don't know if I can keep going. You throw a glance over your shoulder just as something whizzes past your ears and slams to the forehead of a ghostly mannequin, a crossbow ball. Don't look, run! Droid grabs your shoulder and shoves you forward, but you can hear the raiders behind you getting closer. We'll never lose them like this. We need to divide and conquer. You want us to split up? Did you even watch the horror movies? Just do it. We'll meet back at the graveyard. As you reach the end of the hall, you all dart in different directions. You tear through the maze like corridors, and behind you, you hear one set of footsteps split off from the rest, coming closer. That's right, follow me. Too bad more didn't follow us. Retracing your steps, you end up in the haunted house's graveyard and the exit just ahead. Guess I'm the first one out. The door swings open again, and you turn to see the scarred raider stalking unhurriedly towards you, idly swinging a lengthy, heavy chain. Oh, good. I was hoping it'd be you. I don't want to fight you, okay? We're all trying to survive, just like you. Sorry, kid. Boss wants you dead, and, well, she's the boss. They stroll closer towards you, and the chain whistling as it whips through the air. Nothing personal. Sounds pretty personal to me. Hatchet smirks, then lunges forward. A silver chain blurs, streaking straight at your head. I'll parry. You free your glaive with your practiced shrug, swinging it up so the chain wraps harmlessly around its handle. Nice try. Back at you. Hatchet whips the chain back, ripping your weapon out of your hands and sending it flying. You jump back as Hatchet swings again, their chain snapping a branch clean off onto the graveyard's fake trees. Come here, you little punk. There next to swing takes one of the gravestones, heavy plaster cracking clean off its base and thudding to the ground. I've got to go on the offensive. Get the tree branch, gravestone, get the hell out of here. You try and dodge around the hatchet, but barely make it 2 steps before the chain whips around your neck, dragging you back. Nope. They reel you back in, jerking you with enough force that you land flat on your back. You hit the ground hard, wheezing your breath. Hatchet cracks their neck as they walk over to you, whipping the chain back up at full speed. Looks like I'm gonna get a promotion. Any last 8-wrench, Baldy. Oh my god. Hatchet starts to turn, but isn't fast enough to avoid a furious angel, swinging a wrench full force against their temple. Their eyes roll back and the raider crumbles to the ground. Angel helps you to your feet as the rest of your friends emerge from the haunted house and rush over to you. Listen, I thought get the hell out of there was pretty funny, okay? Faith, are you alright? I'll live. You all okay? Been better. Speak for yourself. I had a great time. Haunted houses are fun. I'm just glad we all made it out of there. We're not home yet. Come on, we need to split before the raiders figure out where we went. Quickly retrieving your weapon, you follow everyone else out the gate and back into the park. My question is, why the gravestone and branch versus our weapon? It's kind of a dumb. You creep through the dark, crouching behind a heavily armored truck as angry shouts and bright flashlights beams fill the night air. The raiders spread out throughout the park. They'll be covering the exits. If we had an hour, I might be able to get this thing running. She gives the back of the truck an affectionate smack. Then we could just mow them all down, Froggy style. Hang on, you had Frogger at the mall? We have to go back. Focus, nerd. You look dubiously at the grass and weeds that have grown over the wheels, and then peer inside. You see piles of tattered equipment, along with... There's something. You pick up a vest, which has a few tears and scratches, but is otherwise in surprisingly good shape. It's a bulletproof vest. Looks like it would fit you, too. You should take it. I'm in favor of anything that keeps pointy things and projectiles away from your vital organs. Shouldn't one of you wear it? I have a giant armor plate. You say the nicest things, Shannon. Equip the bulletproof vest as extra protection when escaping the raiders and add it to your survival armor set. You pull on the vest, snapping the buckles on the sides together and tightening the belts until it fits snugly against your chest. I already feel safer. I guess we're ditching the metal vest. Good, because we need to move. You all creep towards the exit, moving silently, staying low to the ground, ducking into one of the booths. You have a clear view of the gates, as well as a sledge and a few raiders guarding them. Damn it. What do we do now? For once, I think the sensible option is to try and sneak past them. Keep quiet, stick to the fence. Probably by the time they spot us, they'll already be untying the horses. Or will be. But as you creep along the outer edge of the park, getting closer to the horses, one of the raiders spots you. There they are! Going somewhere. Yeah, we were gonna go for some ice cream. You want some? What kind you want? We'll be back. You fall back into the amusement park and the raiders close in around you, driving you towards the carousel, which spins in circles behind you. Anybody got any bright ideas? Because I'd love to hear them. We're outnumbered and outgunned. So, we use what we can. Get on the carousel. How's that gonna help? Because it makes them try and get on. And if we encompass the whole entire thing, they can't get on. It'll give us the terrain advantage. Their weapons are big and chunky and clunky. They'll get caught in the moving parts. If they can get on all at once, we're there. You follow after your friends as they all leap onto the moving platform, taking up defensive positions around the carousel. That stupid ride ain't gonna protect you. One of the raiders breaks from the group, a spear ripped in their hands, and charges right for you. Swing out with the carousel's momentum, climb on an animal, take a shot, throw a handful of broken mirror at them. I'm gonna swing out. Makes more sense. With a running start, you grab a hold of one of the outer poles and swing your legs out just as the raider gets close enough. They're just a couple of punks. We can... You slam one of your feet right into the raider's mask, and he hits the ground hard, clutching his head as he rolls in the dirt. You swing safely back onto the carousel platform and turn to look out over the rest of the raiders. Who's next? I'm ending this. Eyes burning with malice, Knuckles leaps onto the carousel and raises a light, small handgun, pointing it right at you. Oh, crap. Faith! I'm gonna be real here. Most people, I don't care if you're wearing a Kevlar vest or not, most people are gonna dodge, right? But sure, I'll take the bullet. You hold your ground looking Knuckles dead in the eye. Hit me. You know, especially if he fires you and hits you, like, square in the face. He fires, the bullet slams into your vest. Pain bursts across your chest and you stumble back a step. But the armor holds. It'll take that, more than that, to kill me. I've got all night. And God knows how many bullets. You quickly pull the drunken gun you found out earlier of your bag and load the single dart into it as he takes aim again. The dart sticks into his leg, and as he takes another step towards you, his leg buckles. I'm gonna... kill... What the hell did you do to me? He swings unsteadily on his feet, then drops to his knees before completely passing out. Nighty-night. Well, he's got all night. If you want something done right. Your friends scramble to fall in beside you, but the remaining raiders cut them off. Sledge extends a hand, easily snagging onto the pillar, lifting herself onto the whirling carousel platform. Sledge, why don't you just let us go? We're just defending ourselves. Your people attacked us first. Surely you can understand why we fought back. And these are the consequences for that choice. Wait. Didn't you just give us a whole... If we defend our base just fine, then we deserve to keep what we have. But if we defend ourselves, and your people lose, and the consequences are you come back with more people and whatnot to kill us? Isn't that a bit... I don't know. Redundant? Oh dear, there's no room for weakness. She shrugs, nudging her hammer from its spot and catching the heavy head with her free hand. And now there's nowhere left for you to run. Well, that's false. I can run right into you. She takes a sudden swing at you, wielding the hammer like it weighs nothing. You barely dodge out of the way, and the head slams into one of the carousel animals, smashing it to pieces. Please, we don't. The hammer slams into your leg with a shock of pain, and you land hard on your back as it knocks you to the ground. You put up a good fight, Faith Reeves. But this is the end. You scramble to your feet, just in time to see Sledge bring down her hammer, preparing to slam it right into you. Absorb the blow with a Kevlar vest. Okay, Pixelberry, I challenge you to do a video of this. I want you to wear a Kevlar vest. I want one of your developers and writers to wear a Kevlar vest. And I'll bring the sledgehammer. This is any person who's ever worn a Kevlar vest knows this is the dumbest thing they've ever seen in their entire life. But sure, we'll absorb the blow. You do your best to relax your body in preparation for the hit as it crashes into the center of your chest. The blow reverberates through your body, sending you stumbling back, nearly off the carousel. Everything aches, but there doesn't seem to be any lasting damage. called internal damage. Sledge even looks a little impressed as she hefts the hammer back up. There's more than meets the item. So there is. But it seems like you still haven't learned your lesson. To dodge. That would be the lesson. Sledge pauses, cocking her head as a hissing snarl sounds from nearby. One of the raiders calls out a warning as a twisted finger lunges out of the shadows. Heads up, boss. She steps casually to one side, fractions of a second before the drone hurls itself against the side of the carousel. The drone's legs drag along the ground as it tries to claw its way towards Sledge. The leader of the raiders barely glances at the creature before casually crushing its head with her hammer. No more interruptions. You back away nervously, once you run for anything you can use to your advantage. Your eyes land on the limp corpse at Sledge's feet, then snap up the large speakers tucked in the carousel's peaked roof. Angel, you remember how we decided not to turn the music on because it would draw every zombie in a 5-mile radius? Angel slams a wrench in the side of the raider's face before turning back to you. Yeah, why? Because I think we need to do that now. Are you sure about this, Faith? Have Angel turn on the carousel music to bring in a bunch of zombies to distract the raiders, gain a useful item, and add to your kill count. I forget what I was at. I think we're at like 26-ish? I haven't counted in a couple chapters, so that's why. Last I remember, 21. Do it. Hell yeah. I'm just waiting for it. Angel darts for the carousel's maintenance panel, pulling a handful of wires free and aggressively plugging them back in. Stop her. One of the raiders rushes after her, only for Troy to step in front of him, pipe gripped protectively in his hands. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Oh yeah, or what? Here! Shannon snatches a rock off the ground and chucks it right at the raider's head. Ah! Man. Just shut up. Yeah! Oh god. A cheery tune suddenly blares out of the speakers and Angel leaps to her feet, pumping her fists in the air. Oh, got it. You look out at the trees around the amusement park where a few drones come stumbling out. Sledge, how's it feel to be outsmarted? You put in all that effort trying to catch me, and for what? To lose it all at the last second because of some zombies? Sledge scowls and takes a swing at you. It's low enough that you easily dodge back out of the way. Come on, are you even trying? Shut up. Boss, what do we do? Sledge looks back over her shoulder at the approaching drones and then back at you. This isn't over. Raiders to me. She leaps off the carousel as the raiders fall in around her, forming a protective circle as the zombies move ever closer. As one raider rushes to defend Sledge, you spot a bottle stuffed with cloth hanging from her belt, and you bend down and snatch it as she passes. I'll be keeping that. A Molotov cocktail. I can think of a few uses for this. You tuck the bottle away in your bag, and your friends hop onto the still spinning platform just as a zombie arrives, and some of them charging past the raiders to go for you. Eli sinks an arrow right into one of the foreheads, but soon you're completely surrounded, as are the Sledge and the raiders, who lash out with a variety of weapons. Maybe this wasn't such a great idea. Did you have a better one? I don't know if all the ways I imagined dying, gotta say this is a new one for me. Really? This is pretty much exactly what I pictured. Look out! One of the drones takes a step onto the carousel, swaying unsteadily, and you quickly shove it back. We need to clear a path out of here. I'll start by cutting down the ones in front. You slash in the crowd of zombies desperately trying to clamber on the platform, your blade cutting clean through their necks. Their heads hit the ground as they let out a final groan, only for the remaining drones to shamble to the front. That's two down. There's still too many. I've got an idea. Angel pulls a lever on the maintenance panel, and the carousel suddenly picks up speed, flinging off the zombies trying to climb atop. You all cling to the bars, barely keeping from being thrown off yourselves. What now? This. Angel hops onto the carousel animal, standing on its back, As it comes around alongside the zombies, she uses the momentum to launch herself clear over them. That's not... Carousels can never go that fast, I'm just saying. Is she crazy? Absolutely, let's go. Troy, Shannon, and Eli follow after Angel. You get up on one of the horses to join them. Pausing, you spot a pale figure standing in the distance by the tree line. They stare at you, motionless, and you lose sight of them as the carousel spins. Huh. Shaking the side of your out of your head, you bend your knees and leap over the crowd of zombies. You hit the ground and roll, coming back up onto your feet and immediately breaking into a run. Hurry. You dash through the park, Eli firing a few arrows to keep the snarling drones at bay. Are they following us? We've got a head start, but it won't last. Panting, you stumble through the front gates of the park where your horses tug nervously at the ropes. Whoa, looks like they're ready to go. Good, me too. You all scramble to untie the nervous animals, fumbling with the reins as the sound of your pursuers grows steadily louder. Hold up, we're missing a horse. Oh no. You follow Shannon's gaze to a pair of tattered reins, still tied to a fence. A thick trail of blood leads to a shadow of a nearby tree where a large form lies twitching on its side. Damn. Eli hurries over the animal, pulling a flashlight from his belt. He switches it on, harsh white light spilling over the horse's torn-out stomach, and the gaunt figure crouching over its mangled innards. Time slows to a crawl. You're already running towards him, already reaching for your weapon, but you're not fast enough. Barely a second passes before the drone is on him, sinking its horrible, dripping teeth into his neck. Oh no. Fueled by adrenaline, you snatch a crossbow bolt from your quiver, stab it straight through the drone's eye. It crumbles, releasing Eli, but too late. Are you okay? You drop to your knees beside him. The wound is deep, blood pulsing from the torn hole in his neck flesh. He grimaces and weakly shoves you away. Faith, you have to roll number 1. Before you can reply, Troy crouches down beside you, putting a hand on Eli's shoulder. We need to get out of here. Whatever you're gonna say, we can say it a few miles down the road, alright? We have time. Swallowing a sob, you nod with Troy's help. You manage to lift Eli onto your horse and mount up behind him. Eli, I always said you'd be trouble. Once you're far away enough from the amusement park, you ease the horses to a stop and dismount. Eli pulls away from the group, stumbling over to sit on the edge of the road. Eli, at least let me bandage it. No point. Eli. Stop, just stop! There's no time for this. Sledge knows about I.O. She's probably headed there already. You know what you have to do, so get it over with. Okay, can we talk about this for 2 seconds first? Why bother? Someone gets bit, they get put down. That's the stupid rule, right? Eli turns, face tied with pain, his eyes locking onto yours. Faith, please. I'm dead meat already. Let me go out on my own terms. Your crossbow feels like a lead weight in your hands, shaking. You reach for the quiver, a bolt at your side. This can't be. There has to be something, anything. Eli's words tumble through your mind, racing, snagging suddenly, tugging on a memory from earlier in the night. Yeah, where Hatchet was saved by some injection. Dead meat. Oh, come on, Hatchet. You know you would have been dead if Sledge hadn't been there to dose you with. Shannon, could the raider have been telling the truth? Is it possible to survive a zombie bite? There are recorded cases of people fighting off the infection, but they're so rare. How rare exactly? It's hard to know without a proper study, but somewhere between 1 and 5%. It might as well be 0. You can't! But the raiders said Sledge dosed them with something. So the raiders might have some kind of medicine that increases the odds of survival? Shannon chews her lower lip nervously. I don't know, it's certainly possible. Good enough. You bend down, throw Eli's arm over your shoulders, hauling him back to his feet. We can't. What if you're wrong? Then I'll do what I have to. I won't let you turn. I promise. Eli takes a deep, shuddering breath and then nods. Thank you. After what feels like forever, you finally arrive back at Io. As you help Eli up the steps to the lodge, Dirk is the first one to greet you. Did you get the gas, or... hang on. Was he bitten? You can't bring him inside if he was bitten, he'll kill us all. Until he turns, he's still one of us. There's a chance he can fight off the parasite, and I'm gonna give him every opportunity. We've got more important things to deal with right now. The raiders are on their way. You mean you led them to us? Simmer down, pal. They already knew where we were. Sledge just wanted to play with our food a little first. Besides, we're gonna have to fight them if we want some of the good zombie-curing medicine. Wait, does raiders have a cure? One of them had a scar that looked like a zombie bite. They mentioned using a drug or something to help fight off the infection. Dirk, if there's even a chance that we could save Eli... Fine, but I want him supervised at all times. Mac, keep an eye on him. Right. Troy helps Eli along after Shannon, while Mac follows nervously behind. Dirk crosses his arms and glares at you. I know you don't like it, and we can talk more about it after we survive this attack. How are our fortifications looking? They won't be easy to get through. Not that we've spent so much time securing the walls. At the very least, it should slow Sledge and the rest of the raiders down. And force them to burn their weapons and artillery just trying to get in. What about our fighters? Honestly, they made a lot of surprising amount of progress. I suppose the constant threat of death is a good motivator. Good. Station the long-range fighters near the walls so they can keep people out as they approach. I want the melee fighters on the lawn to keep this away from the lodge. I've seen the way those raiders fight. Our people could take them out easily. I saw you cleared out that plot behind the entrance. What can we build there that might help us? We could reinforce the gate. Though a training course would also whip our fighters into shape. Reinforced gate. I mean, your gate, if your gate falls, the rest of it won't matter, right? Alright, do it. I'll be inside. Call me if the lookouts spot anything. As you head for Shannon's lab, you pass by the cracked door of May's room, and you suddenly remember the stuffed animal you got for her what feels like ages ago. You pull it out of your bag and creep inside, but as you do, the wooden floor creaks beneath your foot and May stirs underneath the covers. Is someone there? Hey, just me. Faith, you're back! She gives a big yawn and rubs at her eyes, still blurry from sleep. I promised you I'd bring something back from our trip. It's not much, but he's all yours. He places the stuffed animal in the bed next to her, and she instantly cuddles up to it, hugging it close. I love him. Any thoughts on what to name him? She goes quiet. For a moment, you think she's fallen back asleep. Einstein Curie de la Vinci, after the best scientist. Wow, that's certainly a unique name. She yawns again, barely able to keep her eyes open as she looks up at you. He's so cute and bright green, just like a superhero. Like you, Faith. Hey, I try my best. It's my job to look out for everybody here. You're the best protector. You always save everyone. I bet someday you'll be a superhero, too. I hope so. May sits up, cups her hands around her mouth as she leans into a whisper in your ear. Don't tell anyone, but his superhero name is Captain Faith. My lips are sealed. You tuck May into bed as she clings to the stuffed animal, situating the covers around her before slipping back out into the lodge. You quietly enter Shannon's lab, only find her darting around checking test tubes and flipping through files. How's he looking? Too early to say. I got him set up in the next room, in the next door, and cleaned out the wound as best as I could. Mac will shout if anything changes. Is there anything in your research that could help him? I've learned a lot about how the parasite spreads. In stage 1, the parasite is focused on multiplying at the infection site, making more of itself. Stage 2 starts once the parasite travels through the bloodstream, forms cysts. It tends to make most of them within the brain, but muscles and organs also are affected. And Stage 3? That's when the decay starts. I found it hardest to study, since getting close to a patient is risky. None of them seems useful for keeping Eli from turning. Not necessarily. Stage 1 usually occurs over a few days, and he'll remain like himself for that time. If we can find a treatment as long as we administer it for Stage 2, we should still be able to get him back. I wish there was something I could do. Actually, when we fled the tower, I stole a handful of notes from Blackstock's office, reports from early days of the outbreak. What would they have known back then that we don't know now? Without mass communication, I'm sure plenty of knowledge has been lost. And with how busy I've been, I've only had the chance to read a few of them, but the others might have something we could use. Read the autopsy report to learn more about the zombie parasite. You take one of the files from Shannon and open it up, paging through the documents within. Let's hope this has answers we need. Dr. Mercer. Autopsy report, 2025 August. Subject 23. Read about patient history. Patient history. Subject 23 is a male in his late 20s, previously a member of the Perimeter Security Force. According to reports provided by his superior officers, subject was most likely bitten during a routine patrol several weeks ago. Exact date of infection is unknown as the subject entails his injuries and subsequent symptoms. Visible injuries includes a partially healed bite on his arm, severe necrosis of the skin and extremities, as well as multiple gunshot wounds to the torso and one to the head. While the damage to the chest should have been fatal, the soldier who shot him reports that Subject 23 continued to fight until a bullet pierced his skull. This is consistent with the previous cases where severe head trauma was the only effective means of terminating infected individuals. Our data on this implies that the parasite somehow controls its host by infecting the brain, reminiscent of the Autopsy Jesus, mother of what? Caminamity floridana fungus found in ants. Oh, basically it's a zombie fungus. It literally will bring, like, insects and stuff back. It's a really unique, interesting thing. Physical mutations in a short period of time since infection. The subject's body has undergone numerous drastic changes. His jaw appears dislocated. Upon closer inspection, the muscles appear to have stretched to enable a larger bite. The teeth are now elongated and very sharp. The adaptation likely facilitates transmission of the parasite, since the new teeth can penetrate deeper into the victim's flesh. His fingers have also grown longer, nails have hardened into claws, and the reasons for this is unclear, though I've received several reports that drones seem to have much greater grip strength than their emaciated frames would suggest. A full examination of his organs shows severe decay. Many were likely non-functional long before he was killed. It's unclear how he stayed modal when his body was rotting away, or how such neglect might benefit the parasite. Parasite psychology. This disease, which many have begun to flippantly refer to as zombieism, is caused by a microscopic parasite found primarily in the blood and saliva of the infected individuals. Immediately after a bite, the parasite enters the healthy cells near the infection site, multiplying until the host cells bursts and release new parasites into the bloodstream. From there, they quickly spread into all major organs, especially the brain. Oral concentrations of the parasite are orders of magnitude higher than those found in the blood, which suggests that the bites are only reliable means of transmitting the parasite. This is consistent with our observations. Fortunately, the parasite itself is relatively fragile and cannot survive for more than a few minutes outside of the body. Individuals exposed to infected blood are unlikely to become infected themselves unless the blood enters the mouth, eyes, or an open wound. But our inability to study live samples in a controlled setting severely limits our ability to test possible cures. However, we found in a small number of cases that a victim can fight off the infection. It's unclear why they survive when so many perish, though some medics claim an increased survival rate with the use of certain medications. However, the data is complicated by the fact that the wounds sustained during the attack are often fatal in their own right, due to the infected aggression and enhancements to the teeth and claws. Personal theories. While it is my job as a mortician merely to observe, conclude, and report my findings, I do find it difficult to do so within this case. What does not make sense for me is why the body decays. If humans are the ideal environment for the parasite, why would the parasite allow it to be destroyed? One would think that such deterioration would make it impossible for the parasite to survive as well. If that were the case, we would merely wait until the collapse to avoid further spread. Yet, earlier reports do not indicate that the decomposition of the body has reduced the population of infection or infected as quickly as we would expect. Worse, we're starting to hear rumors of older infected whose bodies appear to be enhanced by the parasite, beyond even the changes to their teeth and nails that we have observed before. I fear I'm talking myself in circles, but there may be some answers here, some detail that we're missing. That's because I think the immune system, right? Hypothesis here. The immune system continues to fight, right? And an immune system is compromised in cold or extreme heat or yada yada yada, right? So the immune system continues to fight as long as the ideal conditions are keyword ideal, even if that means kind of like letting a limb die off due to like necrosis and whatnot. Your body starts retracting away from that limb, right? Just hypothesis here. Damn it. What did you find? This is that people have been known to survive and medicine might help, but nothing specific. It confirms that we're not wasting our time trying to save Eli. That isn't nothing, it's hope. You and Shannon are startled by a heavy rumble from outside and rush out into the colony lawn to find everyone staring out beyond the perimeter, where a fleet of spiked and armored vehicles sits, their lights and weapons trained on your front gate. Holy. They're here. How the hell are we supposed to fight off that? We don't. You want us to surrender? No, I want you to stay right here. I'm going out to talk to her. You gotta be joking. She'll just kill you. We don't have another choice. If more than one of us goes out, she'll think it's a trap. I'm the one she wants. Faith, you can't do this. Eli stumbles down the hill, Mac right beside him. Mac, you're supposed to be keeping him inside. I tried, he was very insistent. Eli, you heard what Hatchet said. We need to know if the Raiders have a medicine that can really help you. It's not worth the risk. I'll decide that. I mean, they're coming after you regardless, right? All you can do is make a deal with these idiots. You take a deep breath to steady your shaking hands as you look around the faces of each of your friends. If this doesn't work, Io will have lost 2 of its best fighters. And if it does work, then we won't lose anyone. His face suddenly twists with rage and sorrow. I don't want to be responsible for your death, Faith. And I don't want to lose someone important to me again. This is my choice, Eli. You can't stop me. Eli suddenly slides his hand around the back of your neck and draws you into a fierce kiss before tearing himself away and limping back towards the lodge. Don't do this. I have to. I can't lose anyone else. Angel, you won't lose me. She sniffs loudly and wipes her eyes. I better not. She suddenly pulls you into a fierce hug, crashing her lips against yours for a moment before pushing herself away. Go. I know you're doing this to keep everyone safe, but I wish you wouldn't. Me too. But if I don't make it back, please don't. I have to believe you're gonna come back, Faith. I have to. And I'll see you soon, alright? She gives a slow nod as tears spill down her cheeks and streak down her face. You pull Shannon into a hug, her shoulders shake with sobs as she clings to you. Yeah, soon. As you approach him, he refuses to look at you, keeping his arms folded as he stares at the ground. Troy, I really could use my best friend right now. He finally looks up, his eyes glistening with tears as he glares at you. I can't believe you're doing this. You're really gonna get yourself killed. You put your hand on his shoulder and he sags beneath it. This isn't the end, okay? You're not gonna get rid of me that easily, Hassan. You pull him into a tight hug, and after a moment, he gives you a quick squeeze in return. I'll hold you to that. You step out of the front gate of your colony, holding your hands up, and slowly approach the line of vehicles. Sledge pops out through the sunroof of the car. I told you this wasn't over. I know, and I know you'll do whatever it takes to survive, Sledge. But so will I. Sledge raises a solitary eyebrow. You have medicine that we need, and you can see my colony is strong. We have resources I'm sure you could use. We could just take them from you. Yeah, but we're both gonna end up losing out at this rate. You could, but how many people would you lose in the process? If we spend the next few weeks fighting each other, we'll just be making ourselves weaker for when the Horde emerges. Which is why I'd like to propose an alliance. Sledge stares you down for a long, tense moment as the raiders in the other cars shout and cheer at you. She silences them with a single hand raised in the air. You continue to surprise me, Faith Reeves. First at the amusement park and now here. Sledge jerks her head and another raider throws open the back door of her car. Get in. Does this mean... Get in. With one last worried glance back at your colony, you climb into the vehicle when the door slams shut. It's like a coffin lid falling. I think the armor would have probably been better, but, you know, I digress. I think it's stupid, the illusion of, you know, oh, hey, guys, you know, if we do the thingy, you know. So morale is still lower. Even though we went to the amusement park, had fun, and all that shit, you would have thought morale would have been better. So pretty much, I think from here on out, we need to start working on morale, right? Morale being the lowest. I mean, we're doing great on fortifications. We had a choice between fighters and fortifications. Fortifications are always going to be important. Fighters should be secondary. Food supply is tied, so we're keeping our fighters fed. Research is great. So morale is just the lowest. We need to work on it. But they haven't really given us the choice to, so I digress. It's hard to have really great morale when, you know, you're fighting everyone and everything, but I digress. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please make sure to like and share the video. Subscribe to become a member of our community. And even consider going down. There's a few links to social media, our Discord server, if you'd like to support me and this channel, and the join feature, which is a great way of, you have 3 tiers to select from. It's hardly anything to ask, but it's something if you want to give back. Especially if you enjoy the VAP, if you enjoy the diamond choices, if you enjoy knowing that you will literally keep the lights on and keep content pumping out. It's a great way of just giving back and saying, you know what? We got your back, you know, as long as you put out the great content, we got your back. And I continue to do so. So pretty much Wake the Dead is on a hiatus. We don't know when it's coming back. So just letting you guys know, this is it until Chapter 12 comes out. So if you want that VIP for when it comes back out, again, make sure to support the channel. And without further ado, thanks. I love you, beautiful faces, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace out.